Hello and welcome. It's lovely to have you with me. And welcome to this update on the Field of Dreams. A lot of people have been asking me about what's going on, so I thought it was time to make another video and share with you what is happening. So as it stands here today, everything is still with the solicitors as far as them buying the barn, buying the piece of land is concerned. And then, not yesterday, but the day before, I actually received a communication from our solicitor to say that the piece of land, the barn that we are buying, on the title deeds of this land, they had got the title deeds from wherever you get them from, the local government, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, wherever these things come from, the land registry, this had come to my solicitor, and the picture of the piece of land that we are buying and then the piece of land that has got planning permission don't actually match. Now, I got a letter from the solicitor saying, this gives me some concern. So I phoned the solicitor and said, okay, I said, in my world, when things are of a concern, it's kind of like, yeah, this is a bit concerning. Let's sort it out. You know, that's fine. We need to look at it. We need to sort it out. Or sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, this is a bit of a concern. Run in the opposite direction as fast as you can. So I said, which kind of a concern is this particularly? And he said, at the moment, the former, we're assuming that there's just some kind of, you know, maybe the land is in two pieces and the land registry only sent over one and the whole piece comes with it. You're buying the whole piece and all this kind of stuff. But he said, potentially, if it's only the piece that he has got the land registry deeds for, what we are going to build exceeds the land that we have got. So basically we're going to be building on someone else's land, which, yeah, that's not going to work. So I'm guessing, hoping, looking at, seeing that this is just one of those little blips during a sale. But what is really interesting about that was, as I said, I received that email. I received it at the end of the day, not yesterday, but the day before. So it was the end of the day, and there wasn't, by the time I opened and read the email anyway, there wasn't time to respond or do anything or have any communication. So I read the email and could kind of see that basically what he was saying is we were buying a piece of land this big and what we were building was this big, and the two weren't corresponding, sort of thing. And I watched what my head did. I watched my head go into a space of, oh, that's it, it's all falling apart, and the whole, you know, you're going to look stupid, you've told people about this, blah, 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 blah. I just watched all of this rise up in me. But it was fascinating to be in, you know, to do it in that way, to see it and to see it for what it was. And it's like, yeah, okay, just don't worry about it. All that's happened is you've got this email. The next step is to speak to the solicitor and see what happens next. And also what underpinned that, what I could see for me, what is going on with all of this, with this fun human thing that I'm doing, is learning to lean into and trust what is behind all this. The allness of everything, source, God, whatever you want to call it, to find that place in me of trust that, you know, all is always okay. It's not that it's going to be okay. It's not that in some future point of time it's going to be okay. It's like right here in this moment, wherever this moment happens to be and whatever is going on, peace, love, joy, okayness exists here and now. And this, to me, is the remembering of this and the coming back to this is the most important part of what is going on here. Because absolutely, you know, with what I'm doing, I guess what it is I am declaring my faith and belief and in this truth. And I have chosen over the years to get more interested in it, to look into it, to learn more about it, to understand it more fully, and place that, you know, my trust in this. And definitely part of this project, and absolutely publicly sharing this project, is sharing the day-to-day details of what that looks like. You know, how does that play out? What happens when we make that declaration, that choice to do that? So I saw what my mind did, and then I saw what this declaration that I had made, that I'm, you know, come back to this place of trust, knowing that peace, joy underpins it all and always exists there. And I know on the grand scheme of things, this is no big deal particularly, but this is life working. This is what happens. This is what goes on inside our minds. This is what happens for us. And I can see that before looking in this direction, before understanding this in the way that I do, I would have said, you know, I would have got really stressed about that, really panicked about that, listened to that thinking and kind of gone right into, oh gosh, that's it, I'm going to lose this piece of land. The guy who's selling it, you know, what's going on for him? What kind of, I don't know where I would have gone with it, but there would have been a whole, you know, all sorts of places that I would have gone and lived in fear, really felt into and made that fear thinking much bigger for me. And definitely a part of this is the invitation to not live in fear, to move into that faith and trust. And, you know, I am sure this is going to be tested along the way, but certainly for this one, it's like, okay, breathe back into this and trust. And as I'm making this video, as I said, one of the reasons for sharing as it goes along, I have had a phone call with the solicitor. The solicitor said, as far as we can tell, you know, this is the former, this is a concern, but let's see what the vendor comes back with. Let's see what happens. But I don't know. As I'm sitting here, I have no idea what the implications for any of this is next, which is why I'm making this video now, to share it as you know, as we speak. So that's where we are on that. And then another little interesting thing that happened was somebody tagged me in something on Facebook about it was a caravan club. It was definitely a sales pitch, you know, a clever marketing pitch to get people to look at caravans and look at the caravan club, I think it is. But yeah, I was tagged in something about potentially winning a caravan, and oh my gosh, it would have been, well, it, you know, I don't know, it will be the perfect caravan for us to live on in sight. So very humanly, very ordinarily, very everyday, I commented, shared this post, and that's been interesting too, because a couple of people have made comments and spoken and sort of said, oh, you know, this is just a sales pitch, we're getting involved in a sales pitch. And yeah, I'm perfectly aware that absolutely this is a clever marketing and quite cheesy marketing ploy, but equally, you know, if we do win the caravan, fantastic, what an amazing way, you know, what an amazing thing to have had that happened. I'm kind of not, I'm okay with that either way. That just looks funny, and I just thought, okay, why not? Where's the harm? What's that going to do? So let's see where that goes to or doesn't go to. Who knows? But yeah, I wanted to just be completely transparent and share all of the stuff that is going on with this project, because I have also spoken to an architect, because I realise now I need an architect. Yes, I didn't know that, but I realise now I need an architect for this build. So I've had an amazing conversation yesterday with an architect about the build, about what we have to do, you know, what exactly is this planning permission that I've got? What exactly does that mean? Am I allowed to build this build our home in any material I want? Am I restricted? Where am I restricted? What are my restrictions? What can I do? What can't I do? What constitutes what? So I'm in conversations about that kind of thing at the same time. And one of the questions I asked was, I had assumed, I have watched I've watched Grand Designs, haven't we all, and seen how people live in a caravan on site. So I'd made, yeah, we're going to buy a caravan, we're going to live on the land while we build. And I hadn't actually, somebody said to me the other day, oh, are you allowed to do that? And I hadn't actually, it had never occurred to me that potentially maybe I'm not, I don't know. But it turns out we are. So that's cool. So that was a question that was answered through the architect. But the learning and the growing both inwardly, spiritually, who I am, you know, the commitment I have made to see more clearly how life works, and then the fun side of the things you learn humanly when you do these things. As it's immense, it's the best fun. I'm really having a great time, and also watching at times my mind go crazy again about, you know, money has been a huge one for me, and I'm going to do a whole separate video talking about that around this build, because if you have watched the introduction, I do think, you know, if you've watched the other videos in this series, I have zero funds as of this moment sitting here. I have zero funds for the build. I have now got the money to purchase the land. So when the purchase of the land goes through, we're pretty much okay. You know, but we're okay on that one now, I believe. But I have zero money for the build. But watch this space. I'm playing this game, and let's see what happens next. But I will do a separate video and talk about money, because I do think excuse me, I do think that money is a huge one for people, and I know it's been a massive thing for me. I know that it's got in my way, in, you know, one that I've really struggled to get my head around, and definitely a part of this is me stepping into what I'm seeing around that. So look out for that video. Have a great day, weekend, whatever, wherever you are, and I will be back again soon. And do please put your comments, if you've got any questions or comments or anything, do please put them under this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do. I'm doing a series of amazing inspirational conversations with fantastic people out in the world for I'm 60 this year, for my 60th birthday, 60 conversations. Some of them are already on my channel. Other amazing ones are coming. Got those in the pipeline. And you know, often do other videos too, so there's a wealth of all sorts of things here. And as I said, do feel free to comment, ask questions, reach out to me. Always love hearing from you. So take care, have an amazing day, and I will see you soon. Bye.